number one, there is a clear Sunni Shia axis between Jaish al-Adl and what Iran has done, obviously. Number two, you see, by that logic, the Ummah logic, even Afghanistan is a brother country. But what's happening? Every other day, there is a bickering between Islamabad and Kabul. And Pakistan wanted their own people and the rest of the world to believe that the regime in Kabul is now in their hands. Look what has happened over the last month, last 2 months, last 6 months. Every other day, Sayyid Ilai Sahab, there is a bickering between Islamabad and Kabul. So what are you talking about this brotherhood? The problem is inside Pakistan. You are not ready to admit it. The problem is the jihadism. The problem is the radicalism. The problem is the terrorism. The ecosystem that Pakistan has really nurtured and cultivated over decades. When would you admit that, Ilai Sahab?
One more thing I would like to ask Abhishek from our Pakistani guest, if I may ask a question.
Mr. Gaurav, let me speak now because I think we have listened to you.
Please.
Mr.
I'll come back to you, Major. You ask the question next time. In the next round.
Yeah, I think I agree to Major Gaurav to some extent. Another thing is that he has a wrong view about Pakistan, that most of Pakistanis, they support Hezbollah or Lashkar-e-Taiba or so on. In Pakistan, when Lashkar-e-Taiba was not banned, they contested election and they got 0.5% votes. So the same number of extremists exist in India. So all those people who are extremists, they exist in all countries. But in Pakistan, they have been banned, cornered,
please stop
and
comparing.
sentenced.
We are not discussing India versus Pakistan. Please stop comparing.
Okay, let me compare because you are talking
as
you are my
nuisance in chief in the region where Iran, your so-called brother country, Iran is carrying out military strikes.
Let me tell you,
Kabul releases the statements every other day. China is not happy that their own engineers get killed day in and day out. India, of course, has drawn the red line with Uri and Balakot. So, the problem is Pakistan. Please don't compare with India. We're not even discussing India versus Pakistan.
Let me ask
Balakot was retaliated, and the airplane were thrown down, arrested, given tea, and sent back. So you know what happened after Balakot. So same thing will happen with Iran and Iran. Pasdarane Inqilab are just a militia. They are not army. Major Gaurav will agree with me that Irani militia, Irani Pasdarane is not an army.
The facts. Major, please tell him the facts.
We can hit that them anytime we want.
मेरी एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट है सर, मेरी एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट.
Major, tell him the facts.
मेजर साहब, हम उनको जब चाहे हिट कर सकते हैं.
सर एक सर आप बड़े हैं मुझसे, सर एक छोटी सी रिक्वेस्ट है आपसे.
सर आप मुझसे बड़े हैं.
सर आप बड़े हैं बुजुर्ग हमारे. मैं आपसे सिर्फ ये कहना चाह रहा हूँ सर, छोटी सी बात है. आप एक चाय का रसीद दिखाते हैं हमें, सर एक चाय पिला दी. सर आपके 93,000 बंदों को 3 साल खाना खिलाया सर. हमने तो आज तक गाना नहीं गाया इस चीज का. एनीवे, फॉरगेट अबाउट दैट. मैं आपसे एक बात पूछना चाहता हूँ सर, मेरा एक सवाल है. एक छोटी सी बात बताइए सर, आपका ये जो एटम बम है जिसका आप लोग इतना डेली गाना गाते हैं,
बताइए भाई.
सर एक मिनट, मेरी बात सुन लीजिए. सर ये एटम बम किस काम का है? सर एक बात बताइए, मेरी बात का जवाब दीजिए. मैं सवाल पूछ रहा हूँ आपसे.
आप एक बात मुझे बताइए कि पासदाराने इनकलाब एक मलेशिया है या आर्मी है?
मेरी बात तो सुन लीजिए. अगर आप इंटरप्ट करते तो मैं चुप हो जाता हूँ. आप पूछ लीजिए सर. फिर
नहीं, आप फरमाइए.
अगर आपकी इजाजत हो तो मैं पूछ लूँ. सर मैं आपसे ये पूछने लगा हूँ सर, मेरी आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है सर कि हर एक पाकिस्तानी इस बात की कसम खाता है कि हमारे पास एटम बम है. सब गाना गाते हैं, पाव किलो के बम. आपके मिनिस्टर्स ऐसे बात करते हैं. एवरी सिंगल डे सम पाकिस्तानी, इवन यस्टरडे व्हेन दे अटैक्ड, ईरान ने अटैक करा, half of your TV anchors, before they were told to keep quiet by the state, by the deep state, the establishment, every TV anchor, every guy was saying in Pakistan, YouTuber, हमारे पास एटम बम है. ये एटम बम किस काम का है सर? कोई भी मार के चला जाता है, कोई भी कुछ कर देता है. आपका एटम बम क्या कर पाता है सर? एक बात बताओ, ये क्या कर लिया इस एटम बम ने आपके लिए जिसपे आपको इतना फख्र है?
जवाब देते हैं
हुजूर. कब जवाब
दिया? अब ईरान का भी देंगे
सर. इसको आप ईरान को क्या जवाब देंगे? तो पता नहीं.
ईरान ने हरकत की है
सर ईरान को क्या जवाब देंगे ये पूछ रहे हैं. अभिषेक आपको 15 मिनट से पूछ रहे हैं,
जो उन्होंने किया है उसका जवाब उन्हें मिल जाएगा.
क्या
जो उन्होंने किया उसका जवाब मिल जाएगा उनको, और अच्छा मिल जाएगा.
हुजूर क्या जवाब देंगे, यही तो पूछ रहे हैं.
उनके यहाँ भी टेररिस्ट कैंप मौजूद हैं. ईरानी सीस्तान में टेररिस्ट कैंप्स मौजूद हैं उनके साथ. जो पाकिस्तान में ऑपरेट करते हैं, तो पाकिस्तान कैन हिट दोज बेसिस इन ईरान। वो कोई मुश्किल काम नहीं, आप फौजी हैं, ये समझते हैं कि ईरान की जो फौज है वो एक मलेशिया है। जिस तरह अफगानिस्तान की फौज 4 लाख बिखर गई थी, इस तरह ये भी मामूली सी मलेशिया के लोग हैं।
लेट मी स्ट्रक्चर दिस।
आपने ये बोला है कि ईरान के अंदर टेररिस्ट बेसेस हैं जो पाकिस्तान के अंदर टेररिस्ट एक्टिविटीज करते हैं। ईरान के अंदर वो बेसेस मौजूद है एंड पाकिस्तान हैज द ऑप्शन टू हिट देम। आई अप्रिशिएट योर आंसर सर, बढ़िया आंसर है।
आई थिंक वी हैव टू,
सिंपल सी बात है।
Major Sahab, that
no,
is
Major.
If they have bases there,
I think it's not just about this particular strike.
We have to hit them back.
The larger issue that I was raising was about which our Pakistani guests are little, they are sort of deflecting. Javed Khan sahab to chupi ho gaye.
Everybody.
The point I'm making is,
but you asked me.
Like in the case of Iran, so in the case of Afghanistan, in the case of India, so in the case of China. China, I don't think is in love with you. Please understand, Javed Khan sahab. China uses Pakistan as a finger in the eye of India. China has no love lost for Pakistan. They have seen their workers, engineers, their teachers getting killed in Pakistan because of the manner in which the terror factory works in Pakistan. When would you address that? Javed Khan, please answer. Are you even, I mean, in your own interest, for God's sake, in your own interest.
Abhishek.
This is not India. आप बार-बार India पे मत लाइए, बालाकोट को भूल जाइए थोड़ी देर के लिए. We know facts have come out in the book written by our ambassador at that, High Commissioner at that time, Ajay Bisaria, about what happened in that Qatl ki raat, where your Prime Minister was begging for a phone call with Indian Prime Minister. So let's forget about that. I think what is important is, in your own interest, Javed Khan sahab, Pakistan has to understand that nobody loves you, nobody trusts you, you are absolutely isolated in your neighborhood, nobody is willing to pay money to you. For God's sake, how would you reform yourself?
Give me a chance to respond. Abhishek, you're talking about, okay, let's forget about Balakot.
Please go ahead.
Right now. Let us talk about Afghanistan and Iran. Gaurav is a military man. I think if we talk about logic and rationale, do you believe that Pakistan will start spilling out the total plan how to retaliate? And does he believe that the retaliation is spontaneous and it is carried out within minutes and hours? No, it doesn't. I think at different tiers of the decision making in Pakistan, it is being discussed, and it is being discussed at a very, very important decision-making level. So Pakistan is to consider several pros and cons. Ultimately, whatever decision is made, it will be made public. Made public when Pakistan takes the action, it will be known. Exactly when India hit Balakot, it took us about 12 to 13 hours, and we retaliated, and India knew how we retaliated. The same is the case with Tehran as well. It will not go unpunished, Gaurav Arya, this is what I'm telling you. You'll find out very soon that this action on part of Tehran will not go unpunished. Not punishing Iran is not an option as far as Pakistan is concerned. So why you are in a hurry?